What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to a couple of subscribers. Shout out to the brother Zach Hankins for the $15 donation via the Cash App. Much respect to him for showing love to Too Raw for TV. Just to give you a heads up, brother. The video request that you asked of me, I did it on my Patreon. I have decided not to really talk about LeBron Ramon James on YouTube anymore. Just not. I just really can't do it unless you're constantly praising this guy. When you get on that team's radar, it can be bad. So it is what it is. I'm just not going to talk about that guy on YouTube anymore. So I implore you guys, you know, if you like my content, at least consider joining the Patreon. You know, just $5 a month for the LeBron stuff, and $2 a month for the basic potpourri topics type videos. But anyway, shout out to you, brother, and shout out to the brother Aaron for the donation via the PayPal. Much respect to you, and yeah, I will still do historical stuff on YouTube as well, but the LeBron stuff, I'm pretty much doing just on the Patreon. All right, so what's up with these dudes, man? They have arrived. I've always told you guys that they were out there, and I told you in prior videos that all it would take is a serious run by the Dallas Mavericks. All it would take is a serious run by the Dallas Mavericks for the Lukamaniacs to appear. Now, they kind of came out, what year was it, last year? I'm trying to think. Was it last year that Luka and company went to the conference finals? Was the year before that? I can't quite remember. But they kind of came out the other year they went to the conference finals. But now they're really out there. Now they're up 1-0 in this series. And in their mind, a chance to go up 2-0. These dudes are really out there. I mean, I'm seeing them saying some amazingly, disturbingly delusional things. Luka, I saw a segment today. Is Luka the best offensive player in the NBA? You know, one stretch of the season it's Joel Embiid, then it's Steph Curry, then it's Joker. You know what I'm saying? Then it becomes LeBron James again if he has like a little stretch where he's beating up on bad teams. You know? Then it's Kawhi Leonard for 2 weeks or a week and a half. I mean, just whatever, man. Then I saw someone say that Luka is the greatest playoff scorer the game has ever seen. Luka is the best all-around player the game has ever seen. Just ridiculous stuff, man. First of all, Michael Jordan in his prime, without a three-point shot, was averaging about 36 points per game in the playoffs. And when he retired the first time in 1993, in 1993, I believe he was averaging close to 35 points per game in the playoffs then. So, come on. You're comparing Luka in his prime to Michael Jordan for his whole career. And plus, Luka, the offense isn't like a triangle offense where it was constant player movement and the ball didn't just stay in one player's hands the entire game for them to just rack up stats. I mean, look at the way these guys are playing. Luka plays sort of like James Harden when you really look at it. and he hogs the ball like LeBron Ramon James. So of course these guys today are going to be padding their numbers. But it's funny, when Russell Westbrook was racking up triple doubles at halftime, people called him selfish. People called him a stat padder. People say he was what was it, stealing rebounds from Steven Adams, even though Steven Adams was averaging more rebounds per game under Russ than any other player, the other team, he played for. But he was stealing rebounds, ladies and gentlemen. But when Luka does it, when Jokic does it, it's just the natural production of the game. Luka's a good player, man. But Luka hasn't won anything. He doesn't have any championships. And as of yet, he hasn't been to a finals. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? What's up with these dudes, man? Like, can you have some historical perspective, please? First of all, to me, I don't care what Mark Cuban says. Until he wins a championship, Dirk Nowitzki is the greatest player in Dallas Mavericks history. Okay? Dirk is the one with 31,600 plus points for the Dallas Mavericks. Dirk is the one that led them through one of the great championship runs of all time. Dirk was the one who won an MVP where his best teammate was Josh Howard back in 2007. Dirk is the one that turned that franchise around from the doldrums and the absolute bottom of the NBA back in the 90s. So until Luka does it on a consistent basis, miss me with Luka being the best Dallas Maverick of all time, let alone the quote-unquote best player in the NBA. And y'all do this every time. You fandoms do this every time, man. Y'all conveniently forget about the other players on the team. I see right now that as bad as we make LeBron James fans to be, y'all potentially gonna be just as bad. Now all of a sudden you don't see Kyrie Irving out there. You gotta just conveniently ignore Kyrie Irving's production. Unbelievable. I mean, you already committed an egregious crime, not giving Jalen Brunson his due. Oh, Jalen Brunson could be exposed when he goes to New York. Luka had no help. Luka didn't have no help. Luka didn't have no help. Now, apparently, he had a lot of help. Being that Brunson has the third highest scoring average for a New York Knick ever, but he still don't got no help. If they lose this series, his fan base is going to say, Luka's fan base, the Lukamaniacs, are going to say, Luka ain't got no help. Even though Kyrie Irving's an NBA champion. You know, it's crazy how these guys work, man. There's a lot of players that won championships and didn't have stacked teams. The Detroit Pistons in 2004 weren't stacked. Michael Jordan's Bulls teams weren't stacked. I know Dennis Rodman a Hall of Famer and Kukoc a Hall of Famer and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, look, Kukoc is an international Hall of Famer. He ain't an NBA Hall of Famer. Dennis Rodman was on the downside of his career. Dennis Rodman couldn't give you more than 4 or 5 points in a game on average. Scottie Pippen was breaking down and wasn't even an all-star in '98. And Michael Jordan was playing on fumes, and somehow, some way, they were able to win a championship. And you didn't hear Michael Jordan complaining about the roster. Why? Because Michael Jordan had such confidence, he felt like he could push Yinka Dare to become one of the great. If Yinka Dare was playing Michael Jordan, he would have pushed Yinka Dare to be like top 10 in the NBA in assists. That's the confidence Michael Jordan had in his self-improving players. You understand what I'm saying? Even if the Sonics never traded Scottie Pippen to the Bulls, I guarantee you, Olden Polynesia's career would have had a totally different trajectory if you played with Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So, at the end of the day, stop crying about who's on the team. Stop crying about they don't have enough help. And just root for your team. And if they lose and it's fair, just accept it. We don't want to hear no excuses, man. We're tired of that, man. Tired of hearing excuses. Same thing with Ant-Man. Same thing with Giannis. Same thing with the Boston Celtics. You know? Anyway, that's all I got to say on this one. Tell me what you guys think.